Good morning and welcome to Top Tips with Jonathan at Top Golf. And today we're going to talk about auto insurance. We're going to talk about the raise of rates. So a lot has been going on over the past 2 years that has put us in a situation where we are today. Got into an issue with product for vehicles and how hard they were to find, or it took 3 to 8 months to have your car made. And all of a sudden, all the used cars were increasing in value. And even when you had an accident, getting your car repaired became a nightmare. And so now even the prices of products are more expensive. They're hard to find. They take longer to get. And so when you have that accident, now you've got this rental car daily rate exposure that you may not have enough money on that policy to cover the time that you need a rental car. So we're not in a good place. It's not fun to talk about. But since we do have to go to the pain and address it so it can help everyone, we thought we would do a video on what you can do to your current policy to help you save money, get better coverage, make sure that if you do have an accident, you're going to have enough to cover that exposure when you need to actually use it, which is why you pay for it. So across the industry, we are seeing rate increases on auto insurance. So it doesn't really matter who you're insured with, just expect to see some rate increases. Because sometimes when you shop around to get quotes on insurance, what you don't know is the carrier that you're going to is about to take a rate increase too. So although you may feel like you're saving money, are you? Another thing to look at if you're re-quoting your insurance, having it looked at again, you may have an endorsement on your auto insurance that's giving a diminished deductible. And so every year that you don't have an accident, your collision deductible or comprehensive deductible drops down between $50 to $100 a year. So maybe if you've had that endorsement, you may have a zero deductible. And if you're going and shopping around, they're going to put you're not going to get that option. You're going to have to start with a minimum of $100, $200, $250, or you may choose a $500 collision deductible, maybe $1,000. Have them look at your deductibles, see where they're at, see if you feel comfortable about changing that. Maybe you have a zero deductible because you've been a good driver. So now it's time to go ahead and increase that comp and collision back to $500, what you originally started with. That would help bring the price down with your auto insurance. Sometimes your liability limits, when you got your policy to begin with, maybe you had low limits and you were just starting off, or maybe you weren't married and now you are married, or maybe you have a youthful driver, maybe you didn't have a youthful driver and you added a driver. Maybe they're a good student. Maybe the agent didn't ask you if they were a good student to give a good student discount. So there are so many things that you can look at even on your current policy to see if you're getting all those discounts. Just take 5 minutes with your insurance agent, go over, say, hey, look, before I shop this around, can we look at what I currently have? Would you make any recommendations for changes? Have a conversation about what's happened in your life. Where's your child going to school? Are they 100 miles away from home? So those are just a few things to consider when you're looking at remarketing or requote, having your agent requote your insurance. If you're with a captive agent, they don't have any other product to offer you. So their rate is what it is. So if you're with them and you're just extremely loyal to them, just to give you an example, I was with a captive agent before I got into insurance. I was grandfathered into my parents' policy because I took over their car, and it gave me a longevity discount, and that felt amazing. But when I started selling insurance, one day I was like, I've got to meet my quota, and so I decided to break down and look at my own insurance. And when I did, I noticed it was substantially lower switching and going to an agent that was independent. And when I did that, I didn't want to do it just yet. I was asking the question, why is my rate so much more with y'all than it is with this company? I've been with y'all forever. And the only thing they could say is, the territory that you live in is cheaper where you're at with them than it is with us. We've always had a higher rate for that area. So it was at that moment that I said, they're just never going to be able to offer me something competitive. And just because you think that you're committed or loyal to an insurance carrier, doesn't mean that they're loyal to you. And that's sad, but as an independent agent, our big thing that we try to promote and let people know of is that your rate may go up. My rate may go up. In fact, my rate did go up quite a bit with the carrier that I was with when my daughter started driving. And for myself, it's like I'm just, the reason why I'm an independent agent is because I always want to be able to offer people good price and good service. So why would you have to leave the relationship you have with your agent if it's a good one? Why leave that relationship if they can offer you something else? So I'm not here bashing captive agents, because some of those carriers are offering great prices that are sometimes unbeatable. It just happens. But I will say, if you're looking for someone to reevaluate your policy, get a quote. We'd love to help you. If you need your policy reviewed, we'd love to do that with you. My name is Jonathan with Hedman Anglin Agency. We'd love to help you any way we can. Thanks.